Hi guys! So this video is for the band and we're going to be going over more slurs, which is a newish concept to you guys and we started working on a week or two ago. So we're just going to keep going over it so that you really understand it. So the first thing is a slur versus a tie. If you remember, they both look very, very similar with those curved lines connecting it. So the first thing is a slur is when you connect two different notes together. It connects them by keeping your air going the entire time, and you only tongue the first note. So if I were to slur those two notes, you would have. Notice there's no space in between. I kept the air going and I just changed my fingers. And you can do that with any notes. You can even do it with more than two notes. All of that is a slur because I kept the air going and I just changed my fingers. If I played all of those notes normally, you would hear with that space in between and me tonguing each note. But a slur, you only tongue the first note and you keep your air going and just change your fingers. So that is what a slur is. And now a tie looks just like a slur, but it combines two of the same note and it makes it one long note. So a slur is two different notes, tie is one. And if you look at the tie right above me, you'll see you have two half notes tied together, which makes 4 beats because each half note got 2 beats, and 2 plus 2 equals 4. So the tie above me would sound like this. Go 1, 2. So both a tie and a slur are that curved line connecting different notes, but it depends which notes are connected for what we call it. If it's a tie, 2 of the same note. If it's a slur, it's 2 different notes in different spots on the music staff. So here's another example of slurs. And remember, you want to keep the air moving the whole time and you just change your fingers. So if you look above me again, you'll see 2 slurs. And the first 2 look kind of like a smiley face. The other 2 look kind of like an upside down smiley face. And I've given you the example both ways because it doesn't matter which way your note is. So as you can see for this, the first 2 notes are connected. And that would be a G to an A. And that would sound like this. You just keep the air going and switch notes. Then the next 2 notes also have a slur, and they're B flat and C. If you play an instrument other than the flute, just play B to C. So if I were to play all 4 of those notes with the 2 separate slurs, it would sound like this. Notice that I tongued the third note, that B flat, because it's not part of the slur from before. And there was that little space between the A and the B flat because they're 2 separate slurs. So the other thing we need to review real quick is the dotted half note, which we've been working on for a couple weeks now. Remember, it gets 3 beats of sound. You see it over there. It looks like a half note with just a dot next to it. Above me, you see the box from your book, and it says a dot following a note increases its value by half of its original value. So we know a half note gets 2 beats of sound. Half of 2 is 1. So your dot is worth 1 beat. Add that all together, and you get 3 beats of sound. So that's why our dotted half note is 3 beats. Now we're going to look at number 44, Slurs and Dots, which is part of your assignment again. I know we did it a couple weeks ago, and there is a video going over the song already, so make sure you take a look for that one. It's labeled number 44 for band. And that one, I believe I was playing the clarinet. This one I'm playing the flute. So just a couple things to quickly go over before we look through this. We have our slurs, which you have to keep the air moving, and you just change your fingers. And the other thing in here is the dotted half note, which gets 3 beats of sound. So first we're going to look and find all of our slurs. Let me see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 slurs. And I actually want us to just practice that first. So we're going to take a look at this first slur. So if you have your instrument out, open your book so that you have the right music. And we're going to play this first slur together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you do it right? No space, connected. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you didn't do it right, rewind, do it again. But now we're going to look at the next slur. So right here in measure 3, and check your notes real quick. Make sure you know what they are. And let's try that slur. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say it again. Ready, go. And now the next slur in measure 1, 2, 3, 4, measure 5. We've got those 2 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, ready, go. And now the last slur in the next measure, measure 6. It's the same 2 notes as you had in measure 3. So let's just practice that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, ready, go. So that's how I want you to practice these slurs, is just go through, play them over and over, make sure they're nice and smooth and connected, because this is a new skill we're learning and it's a little tricky. And you have to make sure they're nice and smooth. This is a more advanced technique that we're learning that you're going to keep needing for the rest of your life playing these instruments. So we've gone over the slurs. Now let's just take a look at how many dotted half notes we have. Remember, our dotted half notes get 3 beats of sound. And we've got 1, 2, 3 dotted half notes. So 3 dotted half notes, which each get 3 beats of sound. That's easy to remember, lots of 3s. Now, since we've already practiced this song in the other video, I'm just going to play the whole thing for you so that you can hear how it goes. If you have your instrument and you've been practicing, try along with me. And just be very careful of those slurs and dotted half notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And make sure when you practice this song, you practice it in sections if you still need to work on it. Watch out for measure 4 with these 8th notes. We always want them to be quarter notes because they come out of nowhere, but they are 8th notes, so make sure they are twice as fast. And yeah, that's how 44 goes. That's how our slurs work. So go practice number 44. And I hope this was helpful. I hope we feel a bit better about our slurs. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.